All right, welcome back in, folks. I'm here with Chris Morris, former Husson baseball coach and obviously soon to be MIT head coach. And obviously that's what we're here talking about. But we want to start from the beginning now. You grew up in the Bangor area, and I understand you have a lot of ties to just this region of Maine. I want to talk about first, what does this community, specifically the baseball community, because baseball is so huge in this area, mean to you?
It's really special, for somebody who's grown up through every level, right? You've gone all the way up from T-ball to Little League, all the way through. There's so many great people in this area from a baseball community side of things, and it was just something for me to be a part of it in a different realm as a coach all of a sudden. I think made it even more special for me to see what they do behind the scenes and just how it's embraced in the area. It made my job at Husson really, really special, and something I really look forward to.
In 2019, you take over as Husson baseball head coach, and obviously COVID kind of got in the way of those early years, but what was it like, especially as a former player and a captain of that program, taking over as head man over there in Bangor?
It was really, it's always been a spot for me that I wanted. When I got into this coaching realm, when I was a player at Husson, I started coaching Legion ball here in the area and, kind of went through the ranks there and did those things. It was always a job that I had highlighted, on my life that I was like, hey, get a chance to go back home, it'd be really fun to do that. But we just had a lot of great support system. Nat Clark, Warren Caruso, Gabby Price, so many people at Husson that, helped shape me now, and kind of proved, you can do it here. You can win at a high level, and, it just takes, some time and commitment. And, you go back to the baseball community here in the area, a lot of people embraced us, during those early years. When that happened, it really kind of gave us a chance to do what we do now.
Yeah, I mean, what you guys do now is just win championships, right? I mean, 5 straight NAC titles, a 125, 77 overall record. I mean, so much success in such a short amount of time. I mean, that's 5 straight titles. What really clicked for you guys, and when did you know, okay, we really got something good going here?
Yeah, I look back to those early years. We just had a lot of, great student athletes that embraced me right off the get-go. I think I had a vision for what we wanted to do, and, as a coach, you need players to embrace you. They need to believe in what you're saying. I've had some great assistants, with me along the ride. Every head coach is great. You have a vision, but if you don't got guys beside you, Zach Sugar, Dylan Foster, 2 guys who, really have been with us, since day one, and just really embraced them. But I look back at those early years, and there were some battles, but it really kind of came. We had some really good wins for us early when we beat Tufts in the regional and played really well down in Arcadia for our first NCAA tournament win. But to me, it really became full circle. This group, we went down to Endicott. I think it was their freshman, sophomore year with some of the fifth years. And I just thought we needed to learn how to play at that level. And, last year, they took it to us when they were younger. But, we left that field, and it's, hey, this is what it looks like. You guys want to get here. It's going to take a lot of hard work. And then you flash back to their senior year, and you're in a 1-run game in the 9th inning with them in a regional final. And that's when I was like, hey, we're here, we're doing it right now, and we can keep doing this. So that's when it really became a thing for me.
And something that people in this area love about your program, and something that's factored into your success, is keeping some of the best players in this area right here in this area to just go over to Husson and play out their college careers. How big was that in terms of not just recruiting and helping keep players stay here, but just the overall success you had?
Yeah, a local guy myself. I was one of them that, just saw Husson and saw the opportunity to go there and play. And I think my passion for that really, came into play for us. But I think it's just Husson, it's what we do. There's a lot of local kids that have had a lot of success in a variety of sports.
Mm-hmm.
You look kind of all over the place. You got kids playing everywhere. But it was definitely something that I said, hey, we're going to keep the best players here. We can win at a high level and show that Eastern Maine baseball is really, really special. And we've really done that, and we're going to continue to do that.
You absolutely have. And then just kind of wrapping up this Husson chapter, 5 championships, player, head coach. Was it everything you could ever dreamed of? And do you feel like you fully squeezed out everything you could have in this chapter?
Yeah, in this chapter, I think we maximized it. Certainly excited for them in the future. For the next guy to come in there, I think it's still there, ready to go. There's some really, really good players, some great talent in the area right now too that could go there and play. But yeah, I think we did, and I think it's just the memories, the relationships. As you get into this job as a young coach, it's a lot of wins and losses let you go up and down. And as you get older, I think you start to value those relationships a lot more. I think the text messages and the phone calls over the past couple days, and a lot of, really heartfelt messages, really hit you home as a coach. And I think that's when you realize, yeah, you've done it the right way.
And especially as a coach, too. I mean, that has to feel so good because you're so driven. It's always next thing. To be able to receive those messages and kind of be able to take a step back, right, that had to feel amazing. And just obviously head to MIT, making that next move for you and your family and your coaching career.
Yeah.
What factored into that decision to decide to leave and go chase the MIT job?
Yeah, it really wasn't a lot of factors for me. I've obviously coached there before. That helped a lot within our decisions, and it kind of became a situation where it was just really kind of too good to be true, to be honest. When I got the phone call, and it was just something that I felt was right for me and my family when I sat down with my wife, and it was just, that was really what it was. It wasn't anything that Husson did or anything like that. It was just a situation where, it was MIT, and there's been, I'm going to go coach some of the brightest minds in the world. And I'm really excited about that. And, certainly blessed to have been here at Husson. And, my time here really shaped me into this role, and a lot of the factors that I've gained from here at Husson will take with me to MIT and, hopefully continue to win some championships.
That's certainly a different type of student athlete down there. I'm not
Just a
sure I
little
can
bit.
relate to them by any means, but just how excited are you for this opportunity down there in Boston? I mean, obviously a great school, great athletic programs. Just what can you say about the excitement level?
I'm really excited. I mean, I've been down there a little bit here the last week, and I'm going to go down here the next couple of weeks. But just walking around campus, the buzz, and speaking with some of the current players, and hearing what they're doing this summer, and some of the just amazing things that they're doing this summer, and to be a part of that, and hearing from alums, when I coach there, that are still involved in baseball or not involved in baseball. Just really excited to dive into it and kind of carry on this next chapter for Coach Morris and the Morris family.
I love it. You could have gotten MIT back in the day.
I don't know about that. Would have been a little bit short, I think, in the SATs, but hopefully.
Good thing that doesn't matter now.
That's right.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it.
We'll be right back after the break.